A and S. Okay, Anders, it's me. I'm leaving this message for you all on my phone because I am running between meetings, getting home so that I can mom taxi and then sneak off to the last holiday concert of probably maybe my entire trumpet player's career. The dog is crying in the corner and needs a walk, so I'm going to try to get that in. And I have to wrap some presents that just got here because I need to make sure that nobody knows they even arrived. Okay, so anyway, I've been thinking about gumballs and I've been chewing on a lot of them, and that got me talking with producer Tim, and we've been thinking about this concept of OverANDing. And in calmer days, we sat down and we recorded a conversation about it. I hear you, pup. I hear you crying. I'm gonna go. Dear Anders, keep your anding sacred and let it make you more of who you are, not deplete you. Bye. Okay, producer Tim joining me in the booth. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
I do too many things at once. Mm-hmm. So, we made up a name for that called anding that's like super sexy. And it leads to the alchemy of amazing things. But we also actually witness overanding. We have a lot of the folks who come on the show who say they talk about it, or people who reflect back to us that when is anding too much besides like drinking coffee on a treadmill, but other ways in our lives. And we don't want to, this is not our job in life, is to tell people to and more, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think back to season 1 when you were interviewing Gabby Mecha, and she said, when you say, I do this and this and this and this and this, that sounds like too much. I don't like that.
Yeah, like just a list of things.
Right, because she said, I don't understand anding. What is it? You said, it's when you bring together these things. And she said, I don't want to do more. Mm-hmm. And you said at the time, it's not about doing more. It's that you already are doing those things, and those things come together in this person that you are. And if you live that out with intention, that's what we want anding to be.
I said that?
You did.
Genius.
Yeah, that's why season 1 was so good. But I think the interesting thing has been, like with season 3, in your interview with Ava Altenburn, she says, I was doing this and this and this and this and this as a means of not pausing. I needed to keep going because I was hurting so much that I didn't want to.
It was disintegrating.
It was disintegrating. It was a way to keep herself so busy that she didn't have to reconcile some of that wounding that had happened inside of her. Mm-hmm. And that was interesting. It was interesting to think about the fact that we can skew anding rather than it being about living out your best self or being more true to yourself, that it would be a way to ignore your true self.
By being hyper-productive.
Mm-hmm.
I am so productive, that line that I love in the new T-Swift song, where I'm just like, oh my gosh, when I have been hyper-productive as a way to deflect my own self-interrogation. And yeah, I mean, I do love being productive though. Mm-hmm. And so how do I recognize when I'm doing it in a way that is through spark and inspiration and imagination and all the good shuns, not the engine of ignoring myself or the hard things. And I can tell in hindsight, it's hard to do it in the moment. Mm-hmm. It's really hard in the moment because it feels good to me to be busy and active.
To me, these are two different things that I think you can, if you define anding as the execution or search for things to do.
Yeah, then that's trouble.
I think that might be trouble if you're turning 40. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. So I'm going to go do
as many things
as I can because I want to try to make sure I have tried all of the things.
It's like our students trying to get into med school. They're like, I did this and this and this and this.
Right. Yeah. Which makes it really boring.
Yeah. It doesn't read off the page. But the anding with, I love it with a preposition. Mm. Thinking with other ideas, being with other humans, mm-hmm. Noticing with a different sense of attunement.
Right. That with this season, Tintin Sue, who maybe it's probably not kind to reveal that she said she's really boring She told us over email she doesn't do much.
Yeah, she's the opposite of boring.
Right, 100%. Like, she is probably one of the more fascinating people.
She's elegant, though. There's like an elegance to the way she operates in the world while making connection and generating incredible amounts of brilliance. Right. Not boring.
Right, not at all boring.
But not flashy.
Right.
And doesn't wear a T-shirt that says, "I'm busy being busy."
Right.
She doesn't wear that shirt. No. But I think I just got it printed in my mind. There is an attraction to the busy, but the busy is different than anding.
I think so. I think it is possible to quote OverAND, or maybe it's the skewing of anding, so that we call it anding so that it feels good.
But it's just demanding.
Right.
See how I did that? I put the anding in the
rest with a W.
Yeah, we don't rest well.
No, where we're trying to wrest control over our lives by filling them with more and more stuff. So it seems to have purpose rather than slowing down enough to.
But when you think with other people's ideas, or when I do get quiet in the morning, which is my favorite time, in that alpha brain, and I've got Nick Drake is playing in the background, and it's quiet, and I don't have all the tabs open. But I do search, right? And so I do actually love that as an internet verb. I search. So I'll be like sparked to be thinking about that radio show that played that they made up a moon landing, and then I search, and then I learn more of that history, and then I'm like, why am I searching for that? Oh, something about making up a moon landing. What do I want to understand about telling a story? Oh, what do I want to understand about telling a false story? Oh, what do I want to, and then that kind of anding, it's like the inquisitor in me, like the not the judge inquisitor, but like the one who really who is curious and wants to search.
Right.
That's a different way of opening tabs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you keep tabs on yourself. You keep the integrity versus the frantic nature of, if I just list all the ways I'm busy or list all the things I have to do. Yeah, that version feels good.
And that's a single task, right? In your case, it's writing. You're writing a novel or a narrative at the time, and all of the exploration and curiosity, the fanning out, looking for more experiences or information is all getting channeled into this one thing, which is this, lovely narrative that you're spinning out.
Your kids do this. Luca does this.
100%. Luca does. Yeah.
Tell me, how does Luca do it? How does a kid do it when they're not trying to like show off and do it? What does it look like in a pure state, like alignment, right? Like when we see a kid sitting there in this perfect alignment, they're not trying to sit up. Yeah. They just understand alignment.
So I think for Luca, what he does is he will, let's see, what's most recent? He will be sketching out this really elaborate like map of a cave fortress thing. Mm-hmm. And within that map is a sketch of some sort of a subterranean animal that he's learned about in his animal encyclopedia. Mm-hmm. And then the animal in the subterranean animal from the animal encyclopedia will be named some character that he read in a book at some other time. Mm-hmm. So he's pulling all of these things into...
He's world building.
Right, he's world building into this really singular world.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not thinking, I need to read the encyclopedia, and I need to sketch this picture, and I need to read this book, and I need to make sure I make it to baseball practice. Yeah. We're kind of doing that for him, which is a whole different...
Yeah.
Maybe you need to slow down, but... He's pulling rather than pushing, which I think is maybe
I love
a
that
gesture that could be functional.
That pulling in, and then that gets into that inculcation, and that kind of that brings up the words of the good shuns, then the magic and the alchemy. Mm-hmm. That's so cool. And thinking about that worlding and reworlding and what that does for the planet, that sends good energy out, right? That's the good magic.
It does.
But I do think there's also the awareness of self that comes with it, and that's the dream, is that as you're drawing in, the in also helps you then sit with. That you're the conductor. You're the conductor of all this energy, and what are you going to do with it? And it's exciting. I want to see Luca's cave.
Yeah.
It's so good. Well, okay, so no bad ending.
I think it's just even being aware of what bad ending would look like for you.
Because it's different for everybody.
Yeah. that maybe, I mean, in your case, you have this very high capacity to hold a lot of different cups. I don't have that kind of balance. So bad ending for me would look like holding all of those cups because all of them are dripping a little bit of water.
And bad ending for me looks like doing that while crying, only eating hard-boiled eggs and gummy bears, and my tears fill the cups. That's my bad ending.
The eating gummy bears part is fine.
It's fine. It's the crying into the cups. Okay, I'll work on that.
Yeah, onward. It's a better ending.
Better ending. The Ampersand is a production of the College of Arts and Sciences at the University of Colorado Boulder. It is written and produced by me, Erika Randall, and Tim Grassley. If there are people you'd like us to interview on the Ampersand, do please email us at asinfo@colorado.edu. Our theme music was composed and performed by Nelson Walker, and the episodes are recorded at Interplay Recording in Boulder, Colorado. I'm Erika Randall, and this is the Ampersand.